but that they refuse to use. And that's the power of silence. Silence can literally give you all the power in the world. People have gained more power through silence, and a lot of people have lost power through talking way too much. It's the difference between success and complete failure. A lot of people don't understand. For example, studies show that if you have goals and you don't tell people about it, you have a higher likelihood of achieving your goals. As opposed to if you have a goal and you tell your friends will say, oh my God, Tyrone, you're so smart. I bet you will do it. And what people don't notice is that you get the validation from their praise, and actually the motivation to actually take action goes away. There's a lot of power in silence, and relationships tends to cause us to do the complete opposite and talk way too much. So today we're gonna be talking about how silence mind fucks them and how you can use it without having to go straight to hell. Now there's a warning. There's gonna be a hell section, right? This is the evil part. And then there's gonna be a heaven section. So y'all gonna be the one that chooses which strategy you guys are gonna use, okay? So with that being said, we're gonna begin. And don't forget, if you guys wanna work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org, and there you'll be able to work with me and get 45-minute sessions, 10-minute sessions, 15-minute sessions, 1-hour sessions. And if you guys are wanting to apply these strategies in your life and you don't know how to do that, well, you guys can book a call with Father Alex, and I'll be able to, and I will teach you how to do these strategies without going straight to hell. All right? So with that being said, just click on the description where it says work with Father Alex. A lot of you guys have been booking those calls. I'm really happy, but you know, don't stop asking for the 20% discount, people. It's over. All right, let's begin. So the first thing that people use silence for, and this is actually kind of evil, they use silence to induce fear, right? Now, what do I mean by induce fear? Well, sometimes if you want to create an intimidating aura, if you want to come across as more powerful than you are, well, sometimes it's best not to say nothing. Sometimes it's best to say less than necessary and let their insecurities and let their insecurities do the dirty work for you. So, for example, imagine that somebody wants to leave you, and they always threaten to leave you. But now, they don't say nothing. Now they're just apathetic, cold, looking at you with a blank stare. A lot of people, when that happens, when people reach that breaking point where they're done with you, they actually start to be more silent. They're already checked out. That silence indicates that there's nothing left. There's nothing left for them to say or to give you. They're tired of your bullshit. And ironically, what happens when people sense this, they actually change. They actually do the things you actually wanted them to do. It just sucks that it takes for you to be sick and tired of the bullshit for people to actually change. Like, I've had family members that were completely disrespectful to me. And it sucks, right? Because when I finally got tired of their bullshit, that's when they actually started respecting me. That's when they actually started to treat me like a human being. But at that point, I'm already done with your stupid ass. So it's kind of like sometimes we have to induce fear through silence, not when things are really bad, but before they get really bad. Because at least for me, when I'm done with you, I get really silent. And that's, at least I can't go back. Once I'm in that stage, I can't go back. You know? So the next thing that silence does is that it enhances threats. There's nothing worse than continuing to threaten people, to leave, to do this or to do that, because it loses its power. You only need to say things once. And the next time they break your rules, you just have to stay silent. People will sense that there's something off. People will sense that there's something mysterious about you. And they kind of know they fucked up. But when they break your rules and you stay silent, it genuinely causes people to say, you know what, I think I went too far. right? The next thing is that people use silence to play on their insecurities. People are testing to see what type of like insecurities that you have. So what they'll do is that they won't respond to you. They won't respond to a text. They'll leave you on red. And then what they're trying to do is they're trying to get you to make mistakes. They're trying to get you to get a little desperate. And this is playing on your insecurities. Because only your insecurities will yell at you and compel you to take action, to take rash action. And that is a state of irrationality that what people don't understand is that people genuinely find pleasure when people get them to break their own rules. Even though they hate you for it, they find pleasure in the fact that they're able to act irrational. You know, everyone is holding in their insecurities. What releases a lot of dopamine and a lot of positive feel-good chemicals is being able to let go of the adult exterior. Being able to stop trying to not act needy and text and double text and call and do all that needy, creepy shit. People get addicted to that. So if somebody causes you to break your own rules, you might hate it, but a part of you likes it because you're able to act out in a needy way. When you talk to that person that you don't like that much, you're able to keep your composure. And even though it's nice, we all secretly yearn to throw ourselves in the dirt and get dirty with our own insecurities. We want to be able to tell people, hey, shut the fuck up. We want to be able to tell people, you're an asshole, why aren't you texting me back? What, like those thoughts that we hold in when people are acting weird, but we don't want to say because we don't want to come across needy. People who do this provokes that in us, and people get addicted to people who make them needy because they don't have to act anymore. They can actually be real around them, even though it's to their own detriment. Well, the thing is that our identities have an assertive energy. If we're secretly needy and we have to hide it all the time, it's really taxing. When we meet someone that allows us to get needy and creepy, we grow addicted to them. But the problem with that, it's actually a trauma bond. It's not healthy. Secretly, you also hate this person. Secretly, you also want to get revenge on them, right? Now, that's for people who are going to hell, right? Now, let's go to heaven, right? Now, this is the positive use of silence, okay? Silence is used to show, to actually comfort. Sometimes you don't need to say anything. Like, for example, there was one time when a friend's family member died, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to say. I really didn't know what to say. And I was just there. I was like, I didn't say nothing for 20 minutes, right? And my friend after that, he was like, hey, man, thank you for being here for me, man. And in my mind, I was like, I didn't say nothing. I was really young, you know, I didn't know about that. But thinking back, I didn't say nothing, and I didn't need to say anything. Because sometimes they just want you there. Your silent presence is all sometimes people need. You know, because sometimes what people really want is not to be lectured. It's just to suffer with other people, right? To be able to feel pain, but sense another person's presence. And this is actually how people tend to fall in love long term. It's through the silent moments where you both are doing your own thing. You guys might not be talking, but you're registering their presence in your mind. And that is a comforting thing, right? It's like if you're afraid of the dark, sleeping with someone in the room, right? It's kind of like that, where it's a comforting presence. Now, the next way you could use silence in a good way is to create anticipation. What you have to understand is that you are a performer, and people expect you to perform. What do I mean by that? Well, They expect you to put on a show. Yeah, I know you like me, but people want you to make them wait. People, even though they want to know that you like them, biologically speaking, their bodies will prefer to wait longer. Rather than texting back, you take a longer time to respond. And the intention matters, right? If you're doing this to manipulate, you're going to get bad results. But if you're doing it to give them things tend to work out more. Like if you're doing these strategies because you genuinely, it's like a what do you call it? It's like a magician, right? Houdini usually was able to do most of his stunts instantly, but sometimes he would wait a long time and let time pass so that he could create anticipation. Why? Because he's a performer. And taking longer gives the audience a better experience. So it's almost like you're giving a gift to your loved one. Sometimes you rather prolong the anticipation to get that gift. Like when Christmas, you put the gift under the tree. They can't open it now. They have to wait. Now, why do you think that is? Well, because we all, even though the kids want to open the present now, it's better if they wait. That's how you got to see it. It's not about manipulating them, but it's really about giving them a good experience. And you're the performer, right? When you don't do anticipation, they still like you, but it's not as fun. You're completely disregarding human nature. The next thing is to deepen eye contact. When people start to fall in love, they start to have more moments of silence with intense eye contact, right? And one of the things that happens is that when okay, he's a white guy now. When he starts to recall you, when people fall in love, they start to imagine you making eye contact with them. And that's because when it's almost like it's a form of emotional sex where before they love you, they'll think of you without making eye contact. Once they start to love you, they'll start to think of you with eye contact. And you'll have moments when you guys look at each other and communicate non-verbally. You guys will be like creepy shit, right? Whatever, right? But the non-verbal communication with silence tends to increase over time as you fall in love more. And that's how silence is used to deepen the connection that you guys have, right? It's also used to show love, right? It's not just you comfort them, but that your silent presence sometimes is all you need, right? Just being there for them. And above all, it enhances your non-verbal communication. You got to get in the habit of saying things without words. If somebody says, hey, Delexis, can I use this? Rather than say, yeah, just say, mm-hmm. Like learning to speak without words. It's actually something that if you're a boss or you lead people, you want to learn how to do this, actually. You'll notice that parents who are really good, they'll scold their kids with just a look. They'll scare their kids with just a look. Now, maybe it's because they whooped their ass so many times that a look is all they need. But this is much better than using a chancletazo as a first measure. This gets to a kid a lot more than just hitting them, right? And above all, you use silence to walk away. After they cross your boundaries, words are not enough. You use walking away as a sign that you've already done enough. It's over. There comes a point where if you talk, you look weak. There comes a point where the only option you have is to walk away or look like a fool. And a lot of people would choose talking over walking. And that's when people lose respect. And to add to this point, you show love through silence, meaning you don't tell them you love them. You show them. Right? You give them a nice little gift. Rather than saying that you love them, you do something that they like. Right? Rather than saying you love them, you cook something for them. Rather than saying you love them, you massage their backs. Those are all silent acts that communicates that communicates love to them. And these things penetrate more. People remember what you do more than well, actually, people remember what you say a lot. This is actually really true, right? But I would prefer if you show your love. Now, if the person requires verbal communication to feel loved, then you got to do that, right? But essentially, this will be the much better thing because, for example, if you're going to give them a surprise gift, don't tell them you're planning a surprise gift. Just act it out. They can be like, what are they doing? Why are they being so suspicious? As long as you don't have a history of cheating, the suspiciousness will cause them to get excited because they feel like there's something's going to happen, right? So remember, silence is used to comfort, to create anticipation, to deepen eye contact, to show them love, to enhance your non-verbal communication, and to walk away. And the last one, in the health section, is that silence is used to induce fear, like a terrorist, to enhance threats. It's used to play on people's insecurities so that you can compel them to make mistakes, which gives you power and leverage. And when someone is trying to do this to you, your solution is to literally do nothing. Literally. The way to combat silence is to literally not reacting to them. Make them say some shit, Anyways, if you guys want to learn how to use this strategy, I actually talk about it in my course, The Psychological Game of Attraction, which is a course for women that I made who are single. Natural Chemistry, which is a course for women who are in relationships. And these courses you could use to apply these strategies because I talk about it. But if you struggle with the emotional ability to use these strategies, or if you can't control your emotions when somebody applies these strategies against you, you should check out my course, Emotional Mastery, which is a course that I created to master your emotions, or The Feminine Woman. You can purchase them by clicking on the description down below where it says purchase my courses, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Yeah.